If you're ever fortunate enough to get near Sydney, Australia, it looks like it's all beaches, babes, and blue water everywhere you look. But you know, it's also hundreds of thousands of hardworking families. These families rely on government-registered childcare workers to take care of their precious loved ones while they're out earning a living for their family. And behind the scenes, nobody has a greater interest in these childcare centers than Quadrant Private Equity. They're the primary money behind thousands of these centers. And it's common sense for you and I, if we were going to run a child care center, what would be our primary concern? Obviously, the safety of the children that we're entrusted with every single day. And yet, for some reason, these private companies and the Australian government have fallen flat on their face with this responsibility. Tragedy after tragedy, and recently, yet another one of these childcare workers was arrested. David James, just another pervert pedophile, empowered by approval from the Australian government and entrusted to care for other people's precious children. And yet this deviant maggot was using his position of trust to take explicit photos of children that were ages 5 and 6 years old. David James had already been caught red-handed inappropriately touching one of the kids at a child care center that he was employed at. This pervert continued to be paid and went on to work at other child care centers after this incident. You cannot imagine how extensive his ability to reach victims really was. If you've been paying attention, I've been scrolling through page after page of child care centers that David James was employed at, most of which were after he had already been caught inappropriately touching a child. This pervert didn't have a small amount of explicit material. Police unearthed 42,000 files, nearly 20 gigs of explicit data. And David James is no low-level basic pervert. He was educated at the Knox School, which is a relatively elite prep school over in Australia. He was also a police officer, until at some point during his probationary period, he decided, I think I'd really like to have close contact with small children. Which seems to work out great for child predators in Australia, because again, even after getting caught red-handed and being reported, this deviant scumbag went right back to work at a different child care center the following day. Australians are my people, and I know we speak with one voice when I say we are sick and tired of listening to these government-stuffed suits with badges prattle on about how they care about the safety of our kids, when the reality is the only thing that matters to any of these people is money. It's time for the proud families and parents of these kids to stand up. This government and these private companies need to hear our voice. And we won't tolerate one more day where our children are treated like trash.